Some events are so strange, so impossible to explain. They challenge what we know about reality itself. This isn't science fiction. These are 5 real-world incidents that simply shouldn't have happened. Welcome to Deeper Data, where we dive deep into the unexplained, the eerie, and the unforgettable. Subscribe if you're curious enough to keep looking where others are too afraid to. In 1954, a man arrived at Tokyo's Haneda airport with a passport from a country that didn't exist. He claimed to be from a nation called Taured, nestled between France and Spain. But there was no Taured on any map, and there never had been. His passport looked genuine. Visa stamps from countries he had supposedly visited, even business documents confirming his trip. The company he said he worked for existed, but had never heard of him. Japanese officials detained him in a hotel room overnight, under guard. But by morning, he was gone, without a trace. His passport, briefcase, and all his documents vanished along with him. No one saw him leave. The room's window was sealed shut, the door was never opened, and to this day, the mystery of the man from Taured remains unsolved. In 2006, the Australian Coast Guard discovered a white catamaran adrift off the coast of Queensland. Its sails were up, the engine was running, food was still set out on the table, but the crew, 3 experienced sailors, were gone. There was no sign of struggle. All their life vests were still aboard. A laptop was open. Cups of tea sat untouched. One crew member's diary even had a recent entry, just hours before the boat was found. It was as if they had simply vanished into thin air. Some theorized pirates, others suggested a rogue wave, but investigators found no water damage, no forced entry, and no explanation. To this day, the ghost yacht, known as the Kaz II, remains one of the most chilling maritime mysteries in modern history. In 2008, a man named Charles Peck boarded a train bound for California. Tragically, that train derailed, and Charles was declared dead at the scene. But for the next 11 hours, his phone continued to call his fiancée, family members, even his son. When they answered, all they heard was static. When they called back, it went straight to voicemail. Dozens of calls, all coming from his phone, inside the wreckage. Search crews used the signal to locate his body. It was pinned between 2 crushed rail cars. But here's the twist. Medical examiners confirmed Charles had died on impact. So how did his phone stay active for 11 hours? Why did it repeatedly dial his loved ones? And how could a dead man lead rescuers to his own body? No one can say for certain, but his family believes he was trying to say goodbye. Bruno Borges was a 24-year-old student in Brazil. In 2017, he vanished from his family's home, leaving behind 14 encrypted books, a statue of a philosopher, and a room covered in strange symbols. There were no signs of a break-in, just silence. His disappearance sparked massive online interest. Some believed it was performance art. Others thought he had uncovered something dangerous. Then, 5 months later, Bruno returned. He refused to say where he'd been or why he'd left, just that he was working on something important. But just as suddenly as he returned, Bruno vanished again. To this day, he's never fully explained what happened, and his books remain undeciphered, locked away in cryptic language, waiting to be understood. In 1997, the US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration recorded a sound deep beneath the Pacific Ocean. It was incredibly loud, loud enough to be picked up by underwater microphones thousands of miles apart. They called it the Bloop. At first, scientists assumed it was mechanical, perhaps a submarine or deep-sea testing, but analysis showed something terrifying. The sound had all the characteristics of a living creature. The only problem, no known animal on Earth could produce that frequency, let alone at that scale. Some believed it was a massive squid. Others speculated it was an undiscovered leviathan. Theories poured in. Even H.P. Lovecraft fans chimed in, claiming the sound came from the direction of R'lyeh, the fictional underwater city where Cthulhu sleeps. While officials later chalked it up to ice quakes, many oceanographers still aren't convinced, because the ocean is vast, and the Bloop, it was real. We just still don't know what made it. Reality is stranger than fiction, and these cases prove it. Which one left you wondering the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more eerie tales every week. Until next time, keep looking deeper.